We're now going to welcome two of our great friends, Abdullah and Abdulmohsin, onto the stage.
Thank you, David.
Gentlemen.
Well done.
Gentlemen, please. You know, Abdullah has staked out a huge position in digitalization. He has an electrical engineering degree. He has created companies in the packaging and education businesses. And we want to start off this segment of our program this afternoon talking about digitalization and what do we need to succeed in an increasingly digitalized world. And let me start by asking you, Abdullah, how and why did you get started in digitalizing your enterprise?
Good afternoon. I think to start digital journey, it's a surviving mission. It's not really a luxury option. If you look to around us, you have a lot of disruption in many business. And this is really drive the need for digital transformation and to be more in the digital age.
Why are we all going digital these days? Why? What are the key motivators? What are the key drivers that are causing businesses, whether they be in manufacturing, whether they be in services, whether they be in asset management? What are the motivators that are driving digitalization?
I think the disruption. Today, many companies, they are redefine the core business and also the boundaries, the operating model. And today, you see Amazon, they are competing everywhere, from selling goods to financial services. And you start also to see many business model not exist. In the old days, you need to have normal contractual to sell and buy. Today, Google, you are giving your data, they give you service, and they monetize your data in different format. And this is 20 years, 30 years ago, not exist. This is type of business model emerging in multiple industry to monetize services and data in different format.
Abdulmohsin, please.
Thank you. As Abdullah said, first of all, thank you very much for our dear friend Anthony Scaramucci and the government of Abu Dhabi for hosting this wonderful event. As Abdullah said, it's not a luxury. Going digital is no more a choice. If you don't do it, your competitors would do it. So you better do it before they do.
Competition is one motivation. The other big motivation is the need to transform oneself to stay up to date. What is it?
Look, we transform to achieve four drivers: productivity, customer experience, employees engagement, new business model. Because the rule have been changed almost every day in different industry. If we don't really eliminate waste and redundancy, customer will never pay for that. If we don't really enhance our employees to be 10x to compete, also we will lose competitiveness. If we don't improve customer experience and emerging a new business model.
Abdullah, what are the readiness criteria? How would you be able to identify a company? If you were an investor in the company, or if it's going to be a client of yours, how do you identify whether a company is ready to attempt this voyage of digitalization? What are the readiness criteria?
The most important, we call it get organized. Any company, they don't have depth in their domain expertise to organize themselves in a very structural way, they cannot be digitalized. Because if you digitalize unstructured or unorganized company will fail faster. And also after that, get connect. Any company doesn't have really connection, all their assets, people, customers, suppliers, and integrated with their process and vertical knowledge, they are not ready to move in a digital age to have either optimization or prediction or different format of digital services.
They say, and Abdulmohsin, I'd love your thoughts on this, they say the 4 C's of evaluating or judging a diamond are the 4 C's: clarity, cut, color, and carat. What about the 4 C's from your standpoint of digitalization?
Yeah, Digitalization is a journey, and it starts with the first C, the commitment of senior management and the board to accept and to give the direction of the new vision. The second C is the focus on whom are we solving for? Are we solving for ourselves or are we solving for the client? So the second C is the client. The third C is the culture, which I believe is the most challenging aspect, is how do you change your current employee to start behaving in the new paradigm? Abdullah would be the best person to share some of their successes. How did they transform their own people? The last C, the fourth one, is basically driving costs down. And when we talk about cost, it's not the total cost. Your total cost might go higher, but your unit cost, due to the fact that you're selling a lot more, is going to go a lot lower, and therefore you'll become more competitive.
How can we unlock economic value in enterprises as manufacturing, service, investing enterprises? How can we unlock economic value?
As you know, the big challenge in the old days to scale and reach your value to sell and to distribute. Today, with the platform industry or platform economy, this is a really excellent way to scale and reach your customer. First, we start with our own challenge, our own pain, customer needs. After that, we start to solve our own problem, validate it. After you create real value, you can be part of this global Azure, Google, AWS, the big platform, and you can use them as a reach. And you can be in Riyadh or in East or in Africa, but you have this capability to scale and reach your value and to solve problem for the others by validate and solve your own problem.
What do you see as use cases in your industry? What are some of the use cases, if you could give us some examples, Abdullah, of use cases in your industry, and Abdulmohsin afterwards in the family office globally? How is this being applied today?
Today, we are, as an industrial company, moving around 1 million tons. And we have a challenge in logistics and shipping. We don't have any trucks, but we have problem to productivity. 40% of trucks go to Jeddah, it's empty, and back from Jeddah empty. And this is a lot of waste. We create apps similar with Uber, but for industrial B2B, and we start now to validate for ourselves. Today we have thousands of trucks to solve the productivity and customer experience, drivers problem, to digitalize all the document. And this is really it's a real, real unlock economical value. We transfer our knowledge in logistics and supply chain to apps. Validating our platform, we have 20 factories, we call them our sandbox, to validate the platform and train AI. After that, we offer it to the market. Second, we create digital twin for energy consumption in the process. We have a glass factory producing 800 tons a day. We consume more than $10 million energy in this factory. We connect 700 points, and we create for the process to consume energy, a digital twin. And we start to model all this data to optimize the process. After we finished, we are now, in a very advanced stage. We will offer it to any industry similars to create digital twin for energy consumption.
As Abdullah said and mentioned the apps here, a lot of people think that digital transformation is about creating an app. We have created an app, of course, for our client to make it easier for them to drill down through their portfolio. But the digital transformation is actually a mindset within management, and it should start by identifying what are the frictions to your clients. And once you identify those frictions, then you would say, what is it that I need to solve on those frictions to enable my clients to get what they want, satisfy their needs, what is the job to be done for them, in order to make their journey a lot simpler. And that's why we are all users of Uber and Booking.coms, et cetera, because of the simplicity. It has solved frictions for most of us, and I believe that within our industry, in less than 5 years, 50% of the cost is going to go away and margins will be a lot lower, and therefore one has to be ready for this.
Gentlemen, could you elaborate on those frictions? Perhaps, Abdullah, in spare parts, for example, could you elaborate on the frictions that this digitalization is reducing or eliminating?
Like spare part today, global spare part inside the factory, 10 trillion. And the waste and the potential productivity, I believe, up to 40%. Because any spare part warehouse, normally you have 1/3 dead spare part, 1/3 slow-moving spare part, and 1/3 you are running out spare part. And this is just Saudi Arabia. We have $20 billion spare part inside the factories. And this is unutilized assets. I believe we are moving to have marketplace to solve this problem, and also we'll have spare part in demand by 3D printing. There is no need to carry spare part. You need to predict the machine failures, print the parts, and you have it just in time when you need it. This is it's coming, not scientific or science fiction. This is reality.
Both of you gentlemen, as I know you, are big readers. I'd love to know, Abdulmohsin, what sparked you to need this need and this desire that you've driven throughout the organization of the family office worldwide? What were some of the sparks and motivators to you to embark on this journey?
Well, I've said that it's not anymore a choice. When you do a business, you have to look at 10, 15 years from now and ask yourself, who are going to be my decision makers? And when you think about it, the decision makers of the futures, what is their ages today? They're maybe 25 to 30. What do they do? Where do they spend more of their time? Where their eyeballs are going? On their mobiles. They're digital. They're totally connected. They want to see everything. They want to make the choice. Therefore, if you're not ready to satisfy those needs from today, then it's impossible. You would be out of business.
I'd love to get your thoughts, both of you, on platformization, whether it's Airbnb, whether it's Rent the Runway, whether it's Uber, Google. We've talked about this, Apple. What is platformization to you, and what are the key elements that we need to be thinking about in platformizing our operations and our
Platform, it's a connecting resources and stakeholders and also capability, building trust and removing any waste and creating innovation environment with hiding all the hard code requirement to commoditize the softwares and software building.
Building an ecosystem is going to be the key. And as the region develops more and more into digital, it will be a lot easier for businesses to develop platforms and to develop a common ecosystem.
What has been the biggest challenge that you've faced, each of you, in getting digitalization across to constituencies, whether it be inside the firm, whether it be to clients? What has been the biggest challenge? Because you mentioned, both of you, culture is so important and commitment. What has been the biggest challenge? That's the fifth C, the biggest challenge.
Well, what I have found is that people willingness to change. And Abdullah has really been helpful to me in this process. And I did get 23 of my colleagues to visit last week, Obeikan Digital Academy, and you cannot believe how excited they came back. So they need to see something in real, because it's like science fiction when you talk to them about the digitalization, etc. For an average employee who's been doing something in the last 10, 15, 20 years in a certain way, you need to really show them the way. And once you do that and be a mentor, then they will be very excited. Thank you, Abdullah.
I think we are in a revolution. Revolution normally coming with very low profile and surprised. Not if you see the steam, electricity, computing came in very, very quiet way. Second, you need intellectual capacity to understand the dynamics and also the dynamics of the industry itself. It's changing the rules, and many people doesn't see this change. You need to, create use case, start small, fail fast, scale fast. And this is very important to create lighthouse inside the organization to see a real value people can follow.
A key word is fail fast. If you fail fast, then you learn, then you can progress.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts, insights, and practical wisdom with us this afternoon. It's been a great pleasure hearing your
Thank you.
Thank you.
progress.
Thank you.